Hello, everyone. We are back, and we are
Video Nerds.
I'm the ManNerd.
And I'm Stephen Shred.
Hello, Stephen Shred. Now, we're going back into anime. So much anime.
Yep, I got you hooked.
Okay, tell us about this first one, man.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about Hell's Paradise, which is I don't really want to say it flew under the radar because it's definitely one of the more popular of the spring anime, but definitely doesn't get the hype that it deserves. So we follow a group of executioners. They bring in a group of criminals, some of the most dangerous criminals they got.
That are on basically death row.
Yeah. Now, the overarching story, not exactly who we're going to follow, but basically, there is an island that is said to have the Elixir of Life that grants you immortality, and the Shogun wants it. So, what does he do? He sends these death row inmates with an executioner to go get it. And the deal is that the executioners need to stick with the criminals, and if the criminals get out of line, they kill them. So these executioners are very, very well trained, and they are trained specifically to just kill you as quick as possible, just straight up murder, like beheading. And they are the best of the best.
Beheading.
Yeah, they're the best of the best. So our main focal point is Gabimaru, who is a shinobi, a ninja. Now, he is known as Gabimaru the Hollow because he is seen as more of a monster, more of this like demonic entity. But he gets caught up with his village chief. They end up framing him, or not framing him. They end up setting him up to get captured. Now, Gabimaru develops more human feelings when the chief sets him up with his daughter. And she starts bringing out more human feelings, emotions, things that people don't associate with him. But now, he's locked up. They're trying to execute him. He just won't die. They try beheading him. They try lighting him on fire. They try hanging him. He just won't die. So he gets recruited for this, and he is our main focal point of this journey to this island that I want to say it gives kind of the Skull Island vibes. Like,
Yes.
just everybody that goes to this island dies. Nobody has been able to return alive yet.
When they do return, they're just sprouting flowers, these beautiful flowers everywhere from their body.
Yeah, which is a crazy visual. Like, it looks insane. So, you want to take us through these first steps onto the island?
All right, so first off, let's do this, man.
Oh, true.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
I totally forgot.
That's all good. No, that's all very, very intro stuff that you said, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, so they get onto this island and they all split up. All these convicts with their executioners. And it starts to get kind of insane. And Gabimaru is paired with, is it Sagiri?
I believe so.
Yeah, Sagiri, who is a very talented executioner, very good with her sword, but she lacks something and she doesn't know what it is yet, but she's not as strong as she feels like she can be. And all of her coworkers kind of see that, and they just want her to basically just stop doing it and become a housewife. But of course, she's not having any of that. She knows what she's capable of. She wants to be like her father, who was just perfect at beheading, which is weird to say. Damn, perfect at beheading. That's what you want to be. Okay, so moving on. The monsters on the island, they're kind of like religious icons, but twisted. Would that be fair to say that?
Yeah. Yeah, they make references to Buddhism, Taoism, like a lot of the religious what would be the word? Like themes of Asia. So we see a lot of monk-looking like things. We see some Buddha-esque stuff. Like it's very much a mix of like all of the different Asian religious beliefs.
Yeah, and they're just like these giant monsters. Some monsters are small and really weird. Like, was it a centipede with a bunch of fingers?
Yeah, and then there's butterflies with human faces.
Yep, butterflies, human faces. So very Skull Island, very crazy as shit. And these fights just get very gory. And you actually see Gabimaru get hurt for the first time. Like in the introduction, he couldn't die. They could not kill him. Sagiri actually could have killed him. She was the only one that could have done it, but he had to put his guard up because he didn't actually want to die. He could have let her kill him. But this island has these powerful beings, and they don't know why. All right, I'm giving it up to you. Let's go to the next phase of this.
All right, so we start getting introduced to our characters. You know, we have a lot of complicated names.
Very complicated names.
We have Gabimaru, we have Sagiri, we have Nurugai, I believe. She's a small, probably young, like teenage woman, but the thing is they think that she's a boy. It escapes me who she's paired up with, but then we have Shion, who is like the main head guy above the one that she's with. We have some what would be the word? Some treachery afoot. We have Toma,
yes,
who is an executioner. Turns out to be Chibei's brother, who is the criminal that he's paired with. Together, they figured out this plan on... Oh, I'm dumb. So we totally forgot to mention. The deal is, if the inmate finds the elixir and delivers the Shogun, they're pardoned. So they're no longer on death row. They're no longer looking to get killed. They just walk away free. So the idea that the brothers had was, you know, one's already incarcerated. The other one poses as an executioner. They get the pardon. They walk away. Now, there are a lot of other players in here. But the one that runs into Gabimaru is, I believe it's Yuzuriha, who is also a shinobi. But she's from a little bit different of a village. They tend to use a kind of Black Widow strategy. They use a lot of sex appeal, a lot of seducing, and then they murder, which Gabimaru knows is coming, so it spawns like one of the more comedic parts where she's trying to get like that, and he's just like, I have a wife. And he's just like, starts beating her up, basically.
I know what you are. Hell no.
Yeah. So they end up making a little alliance. I honestly thought she was going to like backstab him, but not what happens. They end up as a little team because they figure out that the island is extremely dangerous. And if they're going to make it out alive, they need to work together. So as we continue, there's a lot of other people.
Yeah, a lot of other people, but too many to go through.
Yeah, one of the only other ones that we actually get seen, like we actually get the team up with, Ganta Susa. Oh man, rough name.
Yeah, Ganta Suse.
There it is. Yeah, very, very large man. His whole thing is that he lives by the sword, dies by the sword kind of deal.
Wants to be the best. So
these monsters that, are immortal, like crazy beings, like all the stuff that we have never seen before, obviously, because they're on the island, this inescapable thing. He sees it as a challenge. So as we continue, we come to find Mai and Hoko, which Hoko is like a big like tree person, kind of like Groot.
Yeah, looks very reminiscent of Groot.
Yeah, and Mai is a small girl. She's like like a child, like maybe like 8, 10.
Yeah, pink hair, doesn't talk.
Yeah. So he starts explaining kind of what's happening. So the island was inhabited by hermits and seen as like this kind of paradise thing that they were trying to create. They were called the Senin, I believe. But they were overruled by the Tensin. Now, the Tensin are the ones that actually have these immortal powers. The thing that they're basing all of this off of. The idea that the elixir is here because these Tensin are immortal and seemingly unkillable. So they became our main protagonist or antagonists because they are not monsters in the sense of a lot of these are like more animalistic. They just kind of like see things, they attack. The Tensin are fully conscious beings. They're sentient. They're people.
Yeah, humanoid.
Yeah, they're very human, and now they got to figure out a way to kill them because they don't want to let them leave. They're intent on turning these people into their fuel, basically, because we've come to find the reason they're able to stay like this immortal, all-powerful being, is they turn people into the Elixir of Life.
Which is called Tan.
Yep.
But you have to keep on taking it. They have to keep on killing these people in order to keep themselves immortal.
Yep, it is pretty gross.
Now, towards the end of this, we get to the very cool part. You see these Tenzin have these abilities, these superhuman abilities. They're like way too OP. And these criminals, a lot of them are showing aspects of that. And even the Tenzin kind of see that and go, wow, they're very strong for humans. You come to find out it's a power called Tau. So it's basically the typical anime power-up move. It's in that world, that's what they use to have those abilities. And these criminals have to figure out how to use that in order to fight these things. And they start to. And Gabimaru does, Sagiri does, pretty much everybody. But what was it, Yazuria, that was the one that can pretty much use it right off the bat? Like that was something that she was trained for in her village?
Yeah, it was like reminiscent of something that she had trained. So she was able to figure things out, but she wasn't able to be extremely effective against them.
Yeah, but everybody else is basically powering up. So it comes to a head towards the end of this season. They come together and they kill one of these things. They kill one of these immortal gods, basically. And you're like, all right, cool. That's going to be a cool thing to go into the next season. There's more of these things. All right. And then you get that drop, that twist.
Yep.
Go into the twist, man.
So, Yuzuriha, I believe is how you say it. I don't know, actually.
Something like that.
She starts talking to Sagiri because Gabimaru talks a lot about his wife, a lot of the reason why, the big reason why he wants to get pardoned is so he could be with his wife. So Yuzuriha starts questioning, do you know if the wife exists? And Sagiri also mentions how Gabimaru's chief was unkillable. So they had seen him. We get a scene earlier in the season where he is stabbed with swords. He has spears coming out of him. He's got his head chopped up, but he doesn't die. And that's where Gabimaru has the idea, like, this elixir thing does exist because the people in my village have it. So Yuzuriha is like, are you sure that was real? Because I know that there are people that specialize in illusions. So they make you believe you're seeing something because we are shown that Gabimaru was a child when he was shown this.
Yes.
Which is like, you could fool children, you could fool people into seeing things and twisting their intentions because of what you show them to do what you want. So now we're questioning, is Gabimaru actually in like reality with all this stuff, and then it becomes even worse because now he has amnesia, and we now don't know if he's even been himself this entire time, because he's seeming like his old self. He's questioning the people he's with. He doesn't know who they are, and he's seeming a little more hollow.
Yep. The humanity's gone, and you get a little glimpse of that when Mai looks at his aura, basically his Tau, and sees that half of the Tau on his head is gone. So that makes you think, oh, something happened with that, with his brain, with his memories from this fight. So that's why has amnesia. Or maybe the stuff that was implanted was taken away. Who knows, man?
Yeah, it is. It's wild. But that is where the season leaves us. And I believe with the manga, we only have one season left of this show. So everything should end next season.
What was your favorite aspect of this show? What did you like the most?
Honestly, I think my favorite part of this was being that I had just played Bloodborne, like a few weeks before we started this show and everything. The big monster transformation that the Tenzin do. We only got to see one of them.
That's so cool.
Well,
yeah.
Technically we got to see it twice. But like when Gabimaru fought it, I was just like, dude, this is like a Bloodborne fight, because it's this big, weird looking monster making all this crazy noise, and like there's like 2 heads in it, and like just this big monster. Yeah, and I was like, dude, that's so cool. How about you?
Yeah, that's pretty badass. For me, it was actually, you might find this weird, it was all the characters, all the character development. I think they did that so well. I'm usually bored by that, but I was invested in every single past experience, every single fade out that they did, and showed where all these people came from. And they did it a lot. And usually that's just filler, but it worked for me. I like that a lot.
Yeah, they definitely made you care about these characters, which is always a very hard thing to do when you only have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of episodes.
And man, every episode ended with a cliffhanger. Every single damn one.
Yep, they pulled the old Demon Slayer on us.
Yes, they did. All right, so let's get to rating, man. I'm going to go first on this one.
All right.
I'm going full D20 because I will watch this again and again. I know I will, and I can't wait for season 2. This was a banger.
Yep. I'm going to have to agree with you, because I don't think there was a single part of this that I really had any critique against, which is rare.
Nope.
Because usually I have a critique about everything, but this just felt, knowing that it's like going to be a self-contained story to them just being on the island, and maybe like a little bit of like them leaving after.
If they leave.
Yeah. Knowing that this is what it's going to be, like, I thought it was perfect.
That helps, because a lot of shows, like, they start off really good and then they just go downhill, but we know that this is going to end, so that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and then a big thing with anime too, which I think the only one that has successfully done it in like a long standing show that I've seen at least is Bleach, where you have this idea of you need to raise your power to a certain level to be able to compete. You can only do that so many times and keep it interesting, because like that is a huge thing in Dragon Ball. You know, you have Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Every single time Goku needs to raise his power level up and keep on going further as a Super Saiyan. The Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3. In some of the other stuff, 4. There's Super Saiyan God. There's Super Saiyan Blue. There's like...
Jesus.
It just gets so complicated because you've already taken your character and raised them to a level that they weren't supposed to get to.
Yeah.
And now you got to do it again.
Yeah, you do see that a lot.
So it's like...
That's what I like about this one. Yeah, because they use this power and it's like they're draining their own life force. And that's why those Tenzin have the tan, because they drain their life force using this power. They need that. They need to basically drain the life force of others.
Yeah, and then it's like on top of that, we know that they don't need to go further than this, you know? They raise their power level to compete with the Tenzin, and then we're good. There's no like, okay, but next season we're going to have something even stronger. And then the season after that, it's going to be stronger again. And then the next season, they're going to flick you and you're going to die. So you got to raise your power level to that. Like, Bleach did it really well because they kind of went around it in like a much different way, which I won't get into because I know you're going to eventually watch that.
Yes.
But yeah, amazing show. Perfect season, I think, at least. And definitely going to rewatch it.
Yep, for sure. Now, let's get into our new little bit that we're doing for these animes.
All right.
The intro, outro music. How are you going to rate these? Do you want to rate them as banger, no banger?
Yeah, we can do that. All right. Intro, absolute banger.
Absolute. Yep.
It goes so hard. And it's so like, I don't know, it gives like such like a good, feel good, like fun vibe for...
And it's badass.
Yeah, a show that doesn't have that much like fun, good vibes about it. It's like, it's fun to watch and everything, but as far as the story goes, it's not like good times, like slice of life that it almost feels like. But man,
Outro's a little bit more, low key, but I like it.
outro is, it's like classic anime. The outro is softer, just kind of like puts you at ease after watching all that.
Yep.
I wouldn't say it's a banger, but I also wouldn't say it's not. I would say, it was cool.
It's a good mix after the episodes being so heavy.
Yeah.
Brings you back down to reality.
Yeah, it's like, all right.
Brings you back up to reality from being down. All right. So until the next review, which is going to be awesome.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.